The Sonoran Desert is considered to be the greenest of the arid regions in the world, lush and colorful despite the sun's intensity and lack of water. Increase this precious resource and the list of plants you can grow is endless. You'll find examples at the home of David Mount and Jennifer Hall on Tucson's north side. What began as a backyard hobby decades ago is flourishing, just like their showy or tasty specimens. The retired University of Arizona scientists and nature lovers are cultivating much of the plant-based diet they consume.
I'd like to think that people can, if they really want to make a difference, one of the things they can do is grow their own food.
As much as they like the food, Mount and Hall are also cognizant of the water it takes to grow it. So they're excited about an ancient technique that is making a comeback. Ollas, terracotta clay pots connected to a water reservoir and buried in the ground, can deliver water directly and efficiently to the plant's roots. More efficiently, in fact, than the preferred method of many small and large-scale gardening operations, drip irrigation.
I expect these to use about somewhere between 7 and 10 times less water than traditional drip systems.
That's right, a fraction of the water compared to drip irrigation, which already saves more than watering by hand or flood irrigation.
We really were quite distressed that we were starting to use more and more water. And so how can you grow food and still cut down on your water? And so this is a great way to do it, and we're making a lot of progress. I'm feeling very good about that.
David Mount makes some of his own ollas, but he also bought a batch from a Tucson business that focuses on the slow seeping systems for avid gardeners. Cutting Edge Ceramics was established in 2009. The company used to concentrate on decorations and souvenirs, but has evolved over the years. And now, clay ollas for saving water make up the bulk of the business. Co-owner J.C. Matthews likes to garden, and he also wanted to conserve water, so he looked into the prehistoric olla system for modern uses.
At first, we had a lot of skeptics that are now actually becoming lovers of the product, which is good. You know, because I really didn't want to try to compete with something that was made 4,000 years old. I really just wanted to improve on it.
There are large pots you can fill up manually, but these smaller varieties, the olla balls, are the most popular. They take up less space in the soil and receive their water from nearby reservoirs that provide the proper low water pressure. They do not plug into automatic drip irrigation systems because of the unpredictable pressure or intermittent water supply.
They're gravity fed through a tube, and they fill up with water and they slowly seep into the soil. And the soil moisture levels stay the same all the time, so the plant's never stressed. I converted my entire garden to these, cut my water bill in half. And then I started sharing them with people for them to try. And I thought, you know what? I should probably get a patent on this. So right now, that patent process is in the works.
There are thousands of olla balls in the ground now, including at Las Milpitas, the Cottonwood Community Farm, which is operated by the Community Food Bank of Southern Arizona.
We found that not only has the water usage decreased, the production has increased. So what we're finding is that at the end of the season, when we dig these plants up, there's a big mat of roots just kind of wrapped around that olla. I think it's important. I think the more water becomes an issue in the desert and in the country in general, we're going to need to look towards systems that are even more efficient than drip irrigation.
For David Mount and Jennifer Hall, the clay pots are part of a much broader plan to reduce their impact on the environment. One of their 2 cars is electric.
So I love not having to go to a gas station. It's really great. But also, the energy is not quite free, but much less cost than buying gasoline. And there are no emissions from it. So it's a very green source for energy.
And they compost what they can to nourish their garden. And they've installed solar panels on the roof, which also serves as a conduit for rainwater, which they can use for their water ollas and other irrigation projects.
Well, what's behind me here is a new rainwater tank, collection tank, that we just installed. And it holds over 5,000 gallons of rainwater, and that will drain about half of the roof.
Both are master gardeners from the University of Arizona's Pima County Cooperative Extension, where they address important topics such as growing food in our arid region. The subject of water is always connected, a key component of the environment.
And what do you call them again? Ajos?
Ollas,
Ollas.
O-L-L-A-S.
Oh, yes.
I mean, the Mexicans have used them forever.
Yeah.
The difference is the way they make these is they come with a cap.
Yeah.
So you take that off and you have to fill them manually,
Yeah.
every day or so.
It is important to us because David and I are both scientists and we see the changes that are happening on our planet. I think everybody has to figure out what little part they can do, and when you look at the bigger problem, it can get pretty discouraging. But by seeing what we can do in our way, that we feel we're making a contribution.
Well, I like challenges and I like solving problems. That's me. And that's, this is the big one for me right now, is to know how to do these things and do them successfully. And I think we're succeeding largely.